Hi, this is Ishio, and welcome back to Betweenside. We are back in the room. 6 pages have been written so far, and I guess we should keep going. In case you're just popping in, not quite sure what's going on with this game. This game's about someone's died, and you're looking after the person who's died's effects. It's 1930s, I do believe. And it's set in Cornwall, which you don't know is in the southwest of England. There's a particular area called Penzance. So it's right at the bottom left, sorry, my bad, bottom left of the country. So gradually things are changing. This on the bed with the rose, that is new. There's a stain on the pillow. It's just all a little bit odd. Okay, so we need to select what we want to look at. What do you want to talk about? So I'm not sure. Some things have been here since the game started. Some things, like that rose, have appeared since. And I've been avoiding the chest because it's the big, massive, huge thing right in the middle of the room. But we're going to go for it. To my dearest Uncle Vincent, I hope you are well. You just returned from India, I hear. We must meet to discuss how the company is doing. The business of ivory truly fascinates me. Since the passing of poor Mama, I found myself in difficulties. In my state of mourning, I may have accidentally taken on a debt with a cad. Next month, I shall have his money. However, he refuses to listen to reason and wait. Could I impose on you the loan of £10? I shall reimburse you in full by the 14th or the 20th. Mother would have surely assisted me. Alas, my obstinate sister Frances, who will not speak to me on matters of speculation, has control of my inheritance. Your loving and affectionate nephew, James. James. Wow. Okay, let's write something. That's a lot to rewrite. Oh my god. My personal affairs are... oh shit. Doing well. I only want to help. I'm not sure what to put with that, but that'll do. We'll go with that. A camphor trunk from this island of Java. Its contents are of no value. Spare sheets and covers. The trunk itself, however, is an object much desired. Delicate depictions of devilish detail adorn the lid. A sketch sent to the valuers was much discussed. Were they religious or merely decorative symbols? Looking now upon the objects, you feel they have some deeper purpose. As children, the eldest nephew and niece would amuse themselves with the trunk. Once they played hide and seek with a visiting third cousin. The boy was no more than 5. A maid who was dusting the room swore she saw the child enter the trunk and never left in the few minutes it took for the nephew and niece to look inside. It contained only sheets and covers. What, someone disappeared? Okay, it was left to the youngest nephew. You have to choose who it's going to be inherited to. He has spoken of a desire to turn the trunk into firewood, or he's going to burn it. Wow. Leave it to the niece, who wishes to store that which she cannot throw away. It's left to the eldest nephew. As for him, it evokes the contented merriment of childhood. The eldest nephew, they seem like if they were bullying one of their cousins, that's not nice. And if that's his merriment of childhood, yeah, it's cursed. Youngest nephew can burn it. Burn it. Get rid of it. Okay. What's next? There's all kinds of stuff. There's a letter. Is that a heart? And whatever that is. Let's go for the letter. My sole friend in boarding school and I sat in the refectory. Would you rather, the boy said, die from being shot in the bum or stabbed in the eye? Okay, I'd rather die from being... we're just talking about elephants. Gored by an elephant. If not that, then... what shall we put? Well, it's such a morbid conversation. Let's stick with elephants. Then... stamped on by one. I don't know. It's a bit ghoulish. Alright, we'll go with that. On the desk lies a letter unopened, addressed to a Vincent Tresillian. Odd. He made a habit of opening his correspondence in the morning and died quite suddenly in the evening. Since then, all mail had been forwarded to his niece. Why is this here, and why did he not open it? It is your duty as a family attorney to ensure that there are no outstanding matters that Vincent failed to take care of. As such, you need to open the letter. Okay, let's have a look. You slide your thumb under the fold and drag it across the envelope, freeing the paper from the adhesive. As you reach inside and remove the letter, you feel a sting. A paper cut. You suck your thumb and then remove the missive. While the sepia tint of the paper hints at age, it feels stiff and new as you unfold it. The message is written in large and smudged letters, as if written by finger. The ink is salmon pink and simply reads, "In death no tread, but after, see you soon. Woolston." You look up from the letter. What a bizarre thing to send someone. When you look back down, it's vanished from your hands. Oh, fuck. The envelope remains sealed again. You are sure it was addressed to Vincent, but that is your name. Oh, fuck off. Why? Why would you do me like that? Oh. It is a bit creepy. Okay. There's lots of stuff on this mantelpiece. Got the mirror. There's a grave. That's creepy. So what's all this stuff? Let's go with the antlers. The antlers have my attention. Okay. My career serving our Queen was not always spent in foreign fields. For a time I barracked in London, where my duties consisted of such grand affairs as guarding the royal parks at night. For a soldier of discretion, it was a quiet placement. Those that used the parks for their furtive liaisons were no risk to us, despite what some would believe. A few soldiers were dismissed during my time, having fallen foul of a moral danger. I was a soldier of discretion. It just means that he didn't have sex in the park. I don't know. Live with the pain. It's fine. As a gentleman of the aristocracy and former soldier, people would often assume that Vincent enjoyed hunting. He did not. Tired of people's incredulity, he found these deer antlers at a jumble sale in the Cotswolds. "Yeah," he would say when asked if he hunted, "that's one of mine," pointing to the antlers. This succeeded in finishing most conversations on hunting, as Vincent put on an air of having nothing more to say or learn about the subject. Sometimes a particularly nosy guest would inquire further on the trophy. Where did he kill it? Was it an exciting hunt? "I prefer not to talk about it," Vincent would say. "The deer was a very close friend of mine." Okay, leave it to the younger nephew to remind him that lying is a skill worth constant practice. Wow. Leave it to the niece to remind her that the truth is rarely found in obvious places. It's left to the elder nephew as a warning not to suffer wearisome guests. Let's give it to the niece. Okay. Normally, you look at 3 things and then something happens? Maybe? No? Okay, I guess we'll keep going. This is a bit spooky. Let's go with this one. It's the dog. "Vincent, tell me a horror story," Alphonse said. We were sitting alone under the pine dark trees. I held him close. "Once upon a time, there was a dog." Oh, spell it right. A dog, not just dog. And she was an awesome doggy. Okay, we'll go with that. The end. Easy. A painting of a Jack Russell. You assume it must be Clerval, Vincent's most recent pet, having died only 2 years ago. Through his life, he kept 9 dogs. The first when he was a child. They were the only companions his parents let him show affection toward, so he learned to keep his heart hidden to those except his animals, trusting them to bear his soul. Okay, so this picture of the dog. Younger nephew, for he too knew what it was like to be let down by family. Wow, harsh. Give it to the elder nephew, who reminded him too much of the father that sat in judgment. Wow. Given to the niece, who reminded him of the mother who tried to spare him from deeper woe. Elder nephew hasn't had anything this time. Give it to the elder nephew. Okay, there goes the lights. Okay, so the lights go out, the tree is back. We need to have a look. Is there something written through that mirror? That's weird. Put that light back on. Yeah, we got to follow all these white dots. That's it. Follow the white dots. The light. No. Go. Get to them white dots. Okay. I'm not sure. Ah, shit. If the dots signify things that we need to be looking at to do the... Ah, shit. The story in the correct order. Okay, there's that. Oh, it's a bedpan. Okay. Sock. The chest of drawers. Okay. Over here. Again. The fireplace. Oh my god. Come on. Go. Light. 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 There's a mask, which is weird. There's definitely something... Oh! Now we're outside. We're above. There's a spider. Above the bed. Okay, anything else? No. Spider above the bed. Okay. Yo, spider. How goes it? You creepy. Aunt Mary stared into the mirror. Her reflection smiled, but she did not. What do you see, Auntie? Do you see the augured wind on your spine? Can you hear the tritone crier? What? Mary shook her head. No, she said. I see black mould and taste this furniture. I hear the normal wind seeping through your porous roof, and I feel these rotten floorboards sinking beneath my feet. Thank you, Auntie. Anne once again pondered the room, the soot-stained fireplace, above which hung the portrait of her grandfather. Her felt-top desk now collapsed under the weight of her writings. She had lived in this house too long, perhaps. She getting paranoid. Okay, her childhood imaginings had steeped into superstition. Downstairs she could hear the son weeping. Anna grasped the rusty key, its sickly blood scent seeping into her flesh. She moved to finally unlock the door and hesitated. Auntie, she asked, how did you get in? Auntie turned her head, and the human shape was gone. In the distance, she could hear arterial drums. Spooky! Spooky! Alright. So, the mask is new. This is new. Yeah, so things do change. So everything remains, but things appear that weren't there before. I've been ignoring... There's like a children's drawing. I think that's what it is. Let's try that. You're retiring, sir? The young soldier asked. He regarded me as something of a mentor. I nodded. You'll be fine, I said. Just remember, I don't know. Don't let the bed bugs bite. I like turtles. Alright. A crude child's drawing, which must be around 20 years old. In the middle stands Vincent before his retirement. To his left, his sister, before illness took her. Her offspring, still children, the 2 nephews and niece, and one who did not live to know. Oh my god. To his right is Vincent's youngest brother, before he was taken by the blood debt, and then violence did tarnish the family name. All thought of him was prescribed. It must have cost Vincent dearly to keep this image. Okay, give it to the younger nephew, who did love his uncle's brother before that unspeakable act. Was there like a murder or something? It's nothing specified. It's all done in snatches. You kind of have to piece it together a little bit yourself. Okay, so the older nephew, to remind him of his lost sibling and the price family must pay for status. Give it to the niece, who does not need reminding, but would see the sacrifice glamorized. That's not cool. It's all a bit messed up. Give it to the older nephew. So, there's some new stuff. We haven't checked out the mirror. There's something about the mirror. I think I need to look in the reflection. There is writing on the wall. I can't quite make it out. Gored by an elephant. That's what it says. Okay, because I wrote that earlier. Gored by an elephant. Also, the candle is lit, and on this side it is not. Which, there's a difference between what's on this side and what's on that side, which is interesting. See that the picture's wonky? And also, that's the English flag. On this side, it's the opposite. So, that's interesting little details I'm just noticing now. Okay, so there are differences. Okay, let's try the mirror then, because it's freaking me out. The History of My Family by Honora Dusmary Tresillian, born Tresillian. Okay. I met my grandfather, Thomas Tresillian, only once. He was a stern man with a forceful presence and worried temperament. Thomas disapproved of my mother, blaming her for the loss of my father because he could not blame himself. The air of death that surrounded him is perhaps why my mother took me abroad, not knowing I would find my way back to the family through my distant cousin Walter. My family's legacy is one that is complicated and bloody. I regret. Run away now. I'm making it worse for myself. Okay. You stare into the surface of the mirror. Curiously, you can't see your own reflection. It may be too dark. You have the strangest feeling, though, as if you're seeing something improbably far away. Indeed, the more you look, the more dissimilarities you see. That painting there is not so crooked here. The bottle does not exist in this mirror world. Perhaps that is the real world, and this mirror, and it is I who do not exist, you think. But if I don't exist now, how can I feel dread flood my every pore? It was the cruelest trick of a capricious god to create such creature that feels pain but not empathy. You blink. What silly tricks your mind plays, alone in the dark, you hope. Okay. Give it to the youngest nephew, who does not wish to see himself but witness beyond his creation. Go to the niece, who yearns for ancestral knowledge. An older nephew, who believes it suits his decor. He has no regard for it. I've lost track of who I'm giving these out to. Give it to the youngest nephew. Okay. Creepy mirror. Okay. I think that is that for this episode. Okay. So this is odd, creepy, spooky, and there's more to come. And I hope you're enjoying this. It is kind of weird. But yeah, this is Usho signing off, and hopefully I'll see you next time.